Okay. So what we got here is 1992 Premier Edition Donruss Triple Play. I'll show you an example. So I got these for $1 a pack from a seller on Shop, the app. For those of you that use Shop to purchase like Slater's retro wax pack, when it was around, I think they've stopped making it, but Slater's still sells other packs now, but they have an option of checking out with Shop to track your packages. But Shop also has other vendors that use Shop as well as a e-commerce platform. So you can find other vendors that use Shop. So I found a vendor on Shop that was selling this 92 Premier Edition Triple Play for $1 a pack, not including shipping. Shipping was extra, but for $1 a pack, I picked up 10 packs. Probably could have picked up more, but I'm not sure that I needed much more. I mean, I think I'll get whatever I want from the set from these 10 packs. In fact, before I even started recording the video, I started opening the packs because I didn't really intend to do a video originally, just open some packs. So I opened 2 packs, and then from what I saw, and this is what I got out of those 2 packs, I figured before I open the rest, I don't know what I'll get in the rest. I figured I'll probably should do a video for the rest, just from what I saw in these first 2 packs, and then I'll show you what I got in these first 2 packs, just to give you an example of why I wanted to probably do a video on the rest. So the first was the Ryne Sandberg, and there you go. And then the next one I got was the Bo Jackson. That was the next one I pulled out, and that was I think all I got out of the first pack was those 2. That was decent. The rest was pretty much base. And there probably is some Hall of Fame players in the pack, but they weren't of any value, which is for the junk wax era is probably pretty common, mainly because they were overproduced. So even though they're Hall of Fame players, their cards may not have much value, and that's because they're not their rookie cards, basically. So even though they're legends and Hall of Fame players, it's not their rookie cards, so they were well overproduced, and so they don't really have much value. And out of the second pack, the first one to show up was this one, and you probably can't recognize it until you flip it over to the back and start reading about who it is. So this is Dale Murphy's 9-year-old photo. So there you go, little hot shots. And then I saw the back of this insert, which I don't think I had ever seen this insert back before. I mean, I've seen several packs. I didn't collect when I was a kid. Triple Play was kind of expensive, but also I wasn't that crazy about the design, to be honest. It looked kind of cheesy and cheap, because I did graphic design on computers back then, even in '92. And I did that's kind of like, that design is terrible, even from graphic design. So I was like, that's just generic computer graphic design for '92. Like, they didn't really, like, the background is really got no artistic flair on it. Like the colors are warm and vibrant, yeah, I'll give them that, but they didn't, on the background, didn't do like a whole lot there. So and my guess is the background isn't really done with, in a way it looks like it's computer, but I have a feeling that's like a paper mask when they make it. So so then they're doing the rest with photography, not actually computer design. So even though that looks like a computer generated background from the 90s, I would imagine they did a mask, and it's like a paper printing, and so yeah. So not really, the card's not really a computer generated design the way it's tried to make it. It's not the way that they tried to make it look. So yeah, so it never really appealed to me that way, because it looked kind of like a knockoff of a computer generated card. Because the computers couldn't, I'm not sure that they could have done photos like this at that time. The computers I had couldn't do that, and I'm not sure that any commercial computer that even I had access to at school couldn't do that. So I have a feeling they did that with Photomask. So that's where it didn't really appeal to me. They tried to make it look like something they couldn't actually do with a computer yet at that time. But anyway, but so there you have this insert. So this insert was nice. I like Steve Sax. When I was a kid, he was my favorite player growing up in the 80s. I kind of wish he never got involved in politics, because he'd still be my favorite player. But that kind of changed when he got into politics. But anyway, because we have different political views, and I don't know, I think he probably tried to get into politics for money reasons, but whatever. I'm not going to get into that, but he should probably have steered clear of it. Anyway, this card came out of the pack. The weird thing is, every other card in the pack, perfect corners all the way around, all four corners. This insert, even being in the middle of the pack, is damaged on this corner. So I guess whoever inserted this into the pack must have hand inserted it, I'm guessing, because this must have been damaged at the factory. So, and then it was hand inserted, already damaged, like on this corner. So that's why these, I'm pretty sure these are going to be, even though this isn't a very expensive card or anything, these types of inserts are probably not machine inserted. I'm guessing because of this. Like, I can imagine that's the only way, that explanation as to why that would be damaged, is that they probably just had stacks of them and had to hand put them in. The same way we go through them to grade them or check values or whatever. Like, we have to collate, check by hand everything. So I imagine they just had stacks of these inserts and had to put them into packs. So I would imagine that's how the corner got nicked right there. It's ever so soft. It's like, I don't know, you can barely see it. Like, so, I mean, the rest are sharp, but that one you can kind of just barely tell that it's rounded. I don't know that I could even zoom the camera in to show it or not. Yeah, I don't know if that's showing it, but it's probably just showing you the sharpness of the edge and not the actual issue, because it takes some comparison. Anyway, so I doubt that would get a 10, even though it's like straight from the package, and the rest aren't you know, are perfect. The rest of the corners are perfect. I mean, these basically would have been from the same pack, and this is not damaged at all, and neither is the one that was below it, like some of the ones below it. These are not damaged at all on any of the corners, not just that one, because I don't know if they're rotated, but yeah, anyway, it's ever so slight, but anyway, that's sad. So I don't think it would get a 10. I don't know what that would do with the degrading. The value, even if it was a 10, is only like $40. So I don't even think it's worth paying to have it graded by PSA. You know, I don't know about sending it to one of the other companies, but anyway, yeah. So that's probably not worth paying to have a PSA grade that one. Anyway, and then the next one I found was in that same pack with those was the Ken Griffey Jr. So that's nice. All sharp and reasonably centered, as far as I can tell. So from the back, I mean, obviously the front is at an angle, so harder to tell, but from the back, I mean, everything looks straight, so that looks good. I believe, according to PSA's thing, I think it was 180 or so. I could be wrong on that, what PSA said the value was, but anyway. So let's open some packs here. So I have 8 more, yeah. 8 more packs to open. So let's set these off to the side here and open some packs. I'm sitting at another table. My other bench is full of cards right now. So I'm trying some different lighting. I don't know if it's any better or not. Probably got more shadow than anything. Let's say I didn't want to blow it out with too much light, but anyway. Oops. And because I'm using my phone to record it, I'm probably gonna have to show the values at the end because I'm not gonna be able to look them up while we're going through it. So at the end, I'll probably go through like what we find through everything and show pictures of everything. Not necessarily the values, but just the major cards. And then I'm not gonna scratch off any of the game pieces here to see if I would have won. You know, I tried to scan the PSA app to see if anybody graded this. I'm sure they have, but for whatever reason, it can't tell me if anybody graded this and what the value is. I am sure people have graded this game card, but the app can't tell me for whatever reason the value of the game card. Okay. Royce Clayton, Benito Santiago. So I'll keep the players that I know. I'll keep off to the left. That was probably from the 90s. Most of the ones that I would have known. Lee Smith. Then this one has a little bit of damage. I don't know how. I don't know if that's heat moisture or what, but because it's, you know, anyway. Probably the damaged ones I might keep off to the side. Pedro Guerrero has a little bit of stuff on the bottom, but Candy Maldonado. Not sure if that would have any value. Sandy Alomar, Dave Justice. I was surprised at this. You know, it doesn't show up in PSA's value calculation on that one. when I looked it up in the first 2 packs checklist. Tony Fernandez, Dave Steve. And I'm not looking directly at the viewfinder, so I probably could end up getting off of the viewfinder or have the cards reflecting the light too much. So sorry about that. Kevin Napier, Tim Burke, Eric Hansen. In action, and the value of these probably depends on the players that are involved. So it looks like Steve Finley and Gary Carter. So could have some value, because being Gary Carter. This is probably Gary Carter here, the catcher. So that could have some value. And we'll go through those at the end, but and I'm not sure that it would be good to use this as dividers in your boxes, just because like these might stick to things. So you don't want that on some of your cards. Jack McDowell. Brian Harper, Pedro Guerrero, Andy Maldonado, Bobby Ojeda, Chili Davis, Benito Santiago, Brian Harper, Dave Hennigan, Dave Stewart. So here's another one of those inserts. Gallery of Stars. This would probably be the equivalent in the regular Donruss set to the King of Kings in their regular set. So that's where they're making like I guess, you know, in a way this is like an entire parallel set to their regular Donruss set, even though, you know, because it's Donruss Triple play, so they're making like a parallel set of their base Donruss set. So so instead of being King of Kings, it's Gallery of Stars. So that's cool. And that one actually, unlike the Steve Sax that I got in the other pack, the corners look pretty good on that one. Chris Holmes. You get a Mark McGuire, almost like an in-action shot. You get him the wide angle. That's cool. You know, the corners look interesting. I mean, they're sharp, but for some reason they're like reversed, like coming back toward me. So I don't know how that happens. If it's just the way the cutter is not very sharp, or what that is. Harold Reynolds, Delano DeShields. The one thing that I'm not that crazy about with this set is they only show 1 years of averages. So unless it's a rookie card, you can't tell a whole lot, right? And then the weird thing is that the question that they have on the back in say, these are questions similar to like what would be on Score the stars, what people call throwing stars inserts in the packs. These are like questions similar to those that are on those. They're about other players on the same team, I think. That's how it works out. So let's see if that's the case. So there's the McGuire card. Also, okay, I did not know that. So Mark has appeared with other members of the Athletics in the Oakland Ballet's production of the Nutcracker. There you go. Learned something new. I had no clue. But that's not a question like some of the other ones are a question about like the other members of their team. This goes something along the lines of like what our middle school football coach had us all get together. We'd sit on the bleachers and watch each individual player one at a time come up in front of everybody on the bleachers. Basically, like they had an audience of the rest of the team as they came up in front of the rest of the players one at a time, had to stand up in front of us and do Pretty Woman. So we all had to go up in front. I'm not sure if anybody remembers their own time doing Pretty Woman. They remember everybody else's time doing it. And everybody had to do it, but nobody remembers their own time doing it. So they remember everybody else's time doing it. It's one of those embarrassing moments that you get through and you remember everybody else having to do it. You had to do it, but you just, I guess you grinned and bared it, did it. And, but it was a team building thing about not being afraid to make mistakes in front of other people, and just getting out there and doing it. So that's pretty much it. It's like, yeah, you have an audience, but you got to perform. You got to do what you got to do. So don't worry about making mistakes. Mistakes are going to happen. But everybody's there as a team. Nobody's going to be laughing at you when things go wrong. Everybody's on the same side. They're trying to get everything right. So everybody else is everybody's biggest supporter. So that's the way it is. Anyway. So we were all in the audience pulling for everybody else that did the song. So I think we all clapped for everybody that did it. I'm not sure that anybody really made fun of anybody that did it. So that's cool. All right. So we get an inaction card here. Mike Maddox. Padres, Expos Padres, umpire at the plate. Let's go Colin Calderon safe. So pitcher Mike Maddox applying the tag, he's safer out. If you look at the photo, you can see the umpire Colin Calderon safe. Sean Dustin, in action, double play. Double plays are always exciting with the most action happening at second base. The second baseman or shortstop must catch the ball, tag the base, and watch out for the sliding runner. Injuries can happen if you're not careful. Very few plays are exciting as a double play. Well, being that this set's called triple play, you would have thought they would have talked about triple play, but didn't tell you who was on there. So it's somebody with Dez on the end of their name. And if I had to guess, that looks like a Cubs uniform. I don't know. I guess it could be Braves. Kennedy, Mike Messina. So these little odd shots are, you know, the ones that sometimes have some value depending on who they are. So from Oklahoma, Brett Butler, Frank Tanana, and Tim Toffol. So nothing as exciting as those first two packs that I pulled off camera yet. So and I saw the last card already, so that kind of, so Knobloch, Herbeck, Larry Walker, Sosha. It's San Diego Chicken. Oh, I love that. That's awesome. Growing up in the 80s, I love the chicken. Couldn't get through an episode of like, what is it, CBS Sports without the chicken, man. Through the 80s. Love that. Weird thing is, I think he's got an error card in, what is it, the best, classic best, where they didn't put the trademark on his card. So I want to get one of those. That's because they forgot to put the trademark on it, on his logo. Anyway. Farland, Greenwell, Bream, Checklist. The Philly Fanatic. That's awesome. Go along with the chicken. You know, bit of a little mascot set with the chicken. Breeze, Sanderson, Bobby Thompson, Pudge Rodriguez. I don't know what people call him that. Just call him Ivan. I don't know what he likes, prefers, you know, to be honest. But that just seems like, I don't know what he would prefer, to be honest. I mean, that's my point of view. I don't know. But I get there's so many Rodriguez's and people want to like keep them like straight who's who, but seemed like with a name like Ivan, you could come up with a better description for him. So why are all the other ones on the top and this one's on the bottom? Seemed like that would like one. Never mind. Martinez, Trevini, Hundley, John Olerud, Barry Bonds. Right on. Barry Bonds, Don Ashby, Ray, Jose, Robin Yount, Fred McGriff, Johnson, Awesome Action. Who's this? Take you right where into the action. Angels, Luis Bologna slides into the second as Tony Phillips of the Tigers gets ready to tag him. It looks like he might be safe, but as you can see in the second photo, the umpire was right on top of things and called Bologna out. So I'll still go through all of the ones that I'm taking off to the right for value, because I don't know all of the players. I moved with my parents in '91. We moved to another house, and I didn't have the money, and they didn't have a card store where we moved to, and the value of cards got really expensive also around that time. So because the Upper Deck changed things when they came out. So we moved in '91. And by the time that I had like a job mowing lawns and whatever in '93, '94, and I had money again to start buying cards again, instead of being 50 cents a pack, or originally when I was buying them as a kid, they were like a quarter a pack, but then by the time I was in junior high, they were 50 cents a pack. But by the time that I was in high school, they were already had premium cards that were up to from $2 to $5 a pack, depending on what you wanted to buy. And the cards that you wanted to try to get that had the most value, the packs were like $5 a pack. And so I could mow lawns for $20 a month and get 4 packs of cards. That was a month. So that's a huge difference so like going from being able to get like 4 packs of cards a day is what we used to get as kids to 4 packs of cards a month. That's crazy. So pretty much I couldn't follow the cards as closely anymore because it took way too much to be able to keep up with it. So yeah, I couldn't afford to do it as much after that. So we pretty much kind of fell out of the hobby after that. Most of the card shops closed up because it was just the same for everybody. Nobody could afford it. And anyway, so it wasn't until like the internet came back in, and then like I think I looked at trying to sell some of my stuff like 2005 or so, but it wasn't really worth much money. So I didn't. It's a good thing. It actually has gone up in value recently, where it wasn't been worth much Anyway. Who's the Offerman? Don Mattingly. Don Mattingly was one of those players during like the 80s that really got us hooked on the hobby. Like he was always on the cover back then. And the Panini sticker book, which I have, and I'm trying to complete. So I'll show that at some point when we go over like the sticker book. Wade Boggs, Trevor Wilson, Roberto Kelly, Ken Griffey, big giant print line. Because of the print line, I might put it over here. Chris Sabo and his glasses, which I always thought were cool. You know, some people probably thought it was dorky, but you know, in a way they were iconic. They were his. I think nobody else in baseball had those glasses. And it's like, you know, it didn't prevent him from playing. Like, he still was pretty good. Roberto Alomar. Yeah, 2 packs left. See, we got quite a few players we got to go through to see like which one's most valuable. At the end of the video, I'll probably like go through and I'll stop the video and then go through all the cards' values and then probably sleeve up everything and figure out what everything's worth and just show like the most valuable ones at the end. I won't show everything, the value of everything, but just show the most valuable ones at the end, so you can get an idea of which ones are the ones to pay attention to the most. Philly Fanatic again. Like, these have some value, I think. And not just to Phillies fans. I mean, I would imagine that these mascots are iconic in a way that a lot of people know them. And the San Diego Chicken, I would imagine it's like known across the country. Ron Gant. Sky Dome, I don't know, you know, it's like, I don't think the stadium cards really hold much value. Look, but I don't think so. Stadiums don't change a whole lot in a long time. Even though they do eventually get demolished, they don't, like, hold much justice. Yeah, the weird thing is I don't remember Gaetti being on the Angels. I think, wasn't he on the Twins or something? I don't know. It says here that it doesn't show, like, what other teams he was on. Sandberg. Oops. Oh, I saw the Astros logo, but then I saw it was somebody else. Oh. See, these are on top. So why on that one packet? This was on the bottom. That didn't make sense to me. And I didn't really like it. This was on the bottom because these could... I don't know that it would, but it seems like this stuff might stick to a card. If it got hot or moist, or get some moisture in there. Like this stuff might transfer to the other card next to it. Trammel. Frank Viola. Isn't that the same insert? I think that's the same insert from the other pack. Hold on. I think we're seeing double. Hey. Yep. That's the same insert. Okay. Lee Smith. Pedro Guerrero. Hall of Fame. Does it really look like that? I don't know. I've never been there, but something tells me probably doesn't look like that. Not anymore, anyway. I don't know if it looked like that at the time. Well, or maybe it's just because maybe this is Donruss's Hall of Fame, because these all look like King of King cards. Maybe these are. I don't know if it can focus on this. Is it going to focus on it? Maybe my eyesight's bad, I don't know. I'll have to look at this later, but maybe, I don't know if you can see what I'm talking about, but I could almost swear, my eyesight's not very good, but the banners across those pictures look like the King of King cards. So is this the Donruss offices? And they're just calling it Hall of Fame? Maybe we should read it. You know, I didn't read it. I just read the front. Maybe it says what that is. Maybe that's their own display. If I just read it, that's what it says. Okay. They're talking about up here they're talking about the actual Hall of Fame, but down here they're talking about remember the card collectors and enjoy the enlarged Donruss Diamond Kings, which are on display. So yeah, those are Donruss Diamond Kings cards, enlarged. Okay, yeah, I don't know. I'll check the value. I don't know what that one. I didn't know what that one was, so maybe that should go in the other pile. Check it out. Todd Van Poppel, Eddie Van Slyke, Bobby Witt, Travis Fryman, Kevin Tapani, Roberto Kelly, Ken Caminiti. Better than the one with the print line. But I think we got all of them gone through. So let's see the ones that I like the most here. I like the Messina, McGuire. The Violas are pretty cool. I think he's this seems underrated to me. It seems like he should get more credit in this set. Sandberg is cool. Wade Boggs, I like that. I don't know that, I mean, that late in his career, don't know. Same thing, don't know about that. The Philly Fanatic's cool. Cal Ripken, that's cool. Although late in his career, same thing with Mattingly. Brad McGriff, Yount, Pons. Those two, I'm on the fence on those two. Fanatic's cool. Chicken's cool. I'm gonna put Sosha in the cool pile, and only because he was on the Dodgers when I was a kid. Dodgers is my hometown team when I was growing up. So pretty much everybody of the Dodgers back in the day was my personal collection. So there you go. Right. So we'll go through all that. I'll go through all that and then add the picture to the end of the video. Thanks. And I'll leave you with the famous chicken and Ken Griffey. Thanks for watching.